Hi, everyone. So glad to have you here today. My name is Anna. I am the director of Field Day. Field Day is a reimagining of track and field for Black, queer, and trans people. It is an experiment, it is art, it is experience, it's athleticism, it's challenge. But most of all, it's a place for Black, queer, and trans people to find themselves in their bodies and have fun. We have been doing a series of conversations and now some fitness classes from people in our community who we really look up to and who are doing the work. And so this is one of the fitness classes in our series with Kim Ford. Um, I have been recently, for the past few months, watching videos that Kim has posted, dancing and making smoothies and fitness classes. And um, I have looked up to Kim for a long time already. And then to see this sort of new to me facet of like wellness and fitness in this way, it really, really brings me so much joy every time I see a video come across my feed, truly. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about joy and what that means, how to cultivate that, what the importance of joy, and we'll also be moving our bodies a little bit. We have Kim here today. I'm going to go ahead and read your bio for you, Kim. So Kim Ford is a health and well-being coach who believes that movement is a key component to reclaiming your body, yourself, and your joy. Her personal mission is to help people regain a balanced and healthy lifestyle through movement and simple nutrition. As a coach, she's a supportive guide and partner who helps folks set health goals, manage stress, and make the changes they need to improve their health, wellness, and well-being. Kim is also a Shape Up NYC group fitness instructor and a walking group leader because she believes that movement and fitness should be available to everyone. And I wholeheartedly agree. I love what you're doing. It's so inspiring. It really, like, every time I see something that you're doing, I'm like, I really do want to get up and start moving. And I think sometimes it's the simplest things too that are the things that are like, this is actually accessible to me. I really can do this. I have to tell you, I was dancing in the living room about an hour ago with my partner, and I feel that's not even something that I was never like doing that before. And now it just feels like such a part of my days and such a simple thing that can make days really feel so much better. So um, I feel like that's the same kind of way that you are um, getting people to think about joy and experiencing joy through their bodies. So, Kim, thank you so much for being here today. It's really a pleasure to have you. Welcome. Take it away.
Thank you, thank you. That was after the intro. What you said was amazing, and I'm really happy to hear that because I think it's important that as you know, a lot of us queer, and from what I understand about some trans folk, we don't have good relationships with our bodies, and and we're also have a hard time taking up space. So for me, this is about learning to come to terms with your body. It's not saying that you have to. If your body doesn't work for you, your body doesn't work for you, and that's valid, and you do what you need to do. But you still have that part of you inside that's still you. And so this movement and finding joy is about connecting to that part of you inside, that little spark that I hope you can ignite in some kind of way. And the other thing is when you move in a particular way, you are taking up space, even if that space starts in your home or wherever you might live. You may not be able to take up the space outside, but how does it feel to have, like, for instance, to have your arms constantly like this? Like if you're in a city where you commute on public transportation, your arms are by your side. You don't. It's like the physical manifestation of not having room and not having freedom.
Yeah.
So anytime you can spread your arms out, if you can do that, anytime you can take up space wherever you are. You're freeing up a little piece of yourself, right? A little bit of yourself, and hopefully finding some joy in that. What I like about doing things like this, whether the group fitness, is encouraging folks to take up space, encouraging folks to move. You don't need a lot of space, but you need to gain confidence in moving in a different way than what you've been used to or what you've been taught, especially if what you've been given is restrictive. I have to say that when I started with Shape Up, I didn't know what to expect. I had a program that I could teach, and I went to a local community center that partnered with Shape Up, and the community welcomed me. Like they had, these were women who they were women who were doing free fitness classes, which kind of was a flip. Like Shape Up is like, we're making this accessible, which I think is really good. But I did not know the number of people who actively use these programs. If we go by the media, then we think that there aren't that many people doing it, right? That there's all these folks who aren't doing it. The number of folks who were coming to the class, who enjoyed it, who were happy to have that movement. They were going to class on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. Was amazing. It completely shifted. And so I learned from them. They just learned steps from me. But I learned from them even more so about what happens in the community, how people are taking care of themselves, and why it was important for them. Now, personally for me, fitness has been something that's helped me because, as you said, Anna, like we've known each other in, I think it was Origin Lord Project or something like. And doing work, community work, can take a lot out of you.
Yeah.
You tend to give all to it, and you don't make that time for yourself. This is also a way of reclaiming time, reclaiming that space. That's just about you. And that's really important. I don't care if it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is. And because dance is something really simple, you don't necessarily need, like, I love that you were dancing with your partner, but you don't necessarily, you can do it by yourself.
Yeah.
You find some music or rhythm that you like, and you just start moving to it, and that's dancing. And sorry. And you just start moving.
Mm-hmm.
That little bit, it feels self-conscious at first. If you feel better, do it in the shower. Do it in the shower where you really like nobody can see me. But start doing it a little each day, and you'll find yourself taking up more space. And I also really believe dance is accessible to a lot of folks, regardless of their abilities. So there's chair dancing.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that you have to stand on your feet to dance. Whatever part of you, however you move, and that's what becomes important to me. However you move, moving your body in a rhythmic way to some sounds that you like that mean something to you, you'll start connecting to that part of yourself that where your happiness lives, where your joy resides.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not outside of ourselves. We have to do this, especially when the work is hard. We have to find that for ourselves. It's not going to come from outside. So for me, this is what this is about. And the walking group came about because of the pandemic, and they stopped doing all the indoor classes. They were doing some outdoor classes last summer, but as it got colder, to do the walking classes. And that turned out to be, it was a good way to keep moving. It's simple for folks who are able to do that. It's really a simple thing to do. You don't necessarily need a group, but if you like community, if you need folks to do it, like you can bring somebody with you, or you want to meet other people, it's a good way to do it. It's low impact. Folks do it at, walk fast or walk slow. Everybody goes at their own pace. You can have really good conversations while you're walking. What I like about the walking group that I have is we have all kinds of conversations, right? And we walk around the park. We have had the most interesting conversations. Some of them are my neighbors in my building. The most interesting conversations. And because we're walking in a park, we don't have to worry about traffic. We can just keep moving and walking and talking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really a huge community building thing for me. It can take some courage, but think about the difference between walking and dancing. You don't have to go into a class. You don't need special clothes. You wear what's comfortable. You don't need to learn any moves to walk, right? You just show up.
Yeah.
And you walk. So always put on some music if you can dance while brushing your teeth. You can actually, if you think about it. There's so many, you can dance while you're doing dishes.
I love the kitchen dance. That's like my favorite solo dancing is definitely in the kitchen.
So you can dance while you're cleaning your house. Just put the music on. Just put the music on. That's all. It doesn't matter what it is. It really doesn't. So did you have any questions? Is there anything else you wanted to, you're curious about?
I guess I'm curious, like, what your history with like movement and fitness is. Like, have you always been interested in moving your body? Did you fall off? Did you come back? Have you explored different ways? Like, what's your story?
So yes to all of that.
Okay.
So I think I've always, yes, actually I've always been interested from being in dance classes as a child and then not going and I'm like, Mom, why didn't we finish with the dance classes? She said, you wouldn't practice. Y'all wouldn't practice, so I stopped taking you. Okay, that's fair. Right, that's fair. And then going into junior high school, and then I became a cheerleader. But it's in New York City. It's not a suburban thing at all. So there's no field, there's no big team. We're not doing any formations. You just basically have the pom-pom and you learn some steps and you're cheering a team, right? It's very urban, very black, very, And then when I got into junior high school, there was actually part of the gym program was the gymnastics, which I really loved. I realized that I could move my body in a particular way that gave me, one, the gymnastics was very solo. It wasn't a group thing, which I really liked. And the only person I really competed with, if you want to say that, was myself.
Mm-hmm.
It was about what I could do, and I started realizing what I was physically capable of.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would work out off and on. Like I wasn't a hardcore. I really thought about going into bodybuilding at one time because it was fascinating to me what I could do, but I wasn't. But I also had issues about how women, not what women were doing, but how many of them were connected to men and controlling them. And so I was having issues about, like, well, I don't really want that. Besides the fact that other things were, that I was interested in that were getting my attention. So I worked out off and on. I joined gyms, I left gyms, I gained weight, I lost weight. It was always this back and forth. And then when I started working in nonprofit, all of it went away. Like there was no time for it. It just completely disappeared. Like everything, I had a full-time job and paid and a full-time unpaid job. All nonprofit. It felt like there was no time. I was fulfilling. I'm not going to say it wasn't, but I got lost in it. My movement, my giving that time to myself got lost. And it wasn't until I started moving away from that, because I realized I burnt out and I really needed something different. I needed to do something completely different. And I started doing yoga. I didn't go to a class because I didn't think about it. I just started using, this was back in the day, so it was VHS tapes, then DVDs, and now streaming. And I started doing yoga. And then I started doing other workouts as I was reclaiming myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what was really important in this. I was reclaiming myself and a part of myself that I had neglected. And then I continued to work out after that. And about 5 years ago, I realized I needed something really continuous, not connected to a gym, not connected to a one-off program. And I found that for myself. And I've just been going since then. Yeah. And I realized I wanted this for other folks, especially folks in nonprofit, in feeling stressed and burned out, and have also been heartened by what I've been seeing in social media, with a lot of folks realizing that we have to take care of ourselves and our bodies in a very different way than we've been doing in the past. Mm-hmm. And I had a realization that we weren't really doing anything new. We just lost sight of it.
Yeah.
We just lost sight of taking that time for ourselves, of having joy in our movements, right? We got so serious about what we were doing. We lost the part that sustained us and kept us going, which was finding that joy. You know, having parties, dancing, and the socialization part. But so one of my favorite books is The Salt Eaters, and because it's about organizing, right? It's about activism in the community, but it's also about being well and what it takes to heal and be well. So that resonates with me all the time, every day. And for me, this is what it takes. So I want to offer that to folks. A way, so you don't have to have worked in a nonprofit, you don't have to be working in a nonprofit, but you just want something, that time for yourself.
Yeah. I think it's so important. I'm like a lifelong athlete. I'm like a very physical person, but I still struggle with like finding, I guess, the joy in it for myself, by myself. I still feel myself like feeling like I need others to, you know, link up with, to do whatever, or, you know, I also was a gymnast and a cheerleader, and I do actually really like the individual aspect of it, of like finding myself when I'm in it, but it's always that same thing, right? Of like, when I'm actually doing it, it feels great, but getting to it is so hard. But I feel myself more and more able to access that joy for myself, like by myself, without anyone else. And I feel like I have a healthier relationship to asking others for, you know, like having a coach or having a trainer or having a friend, I think is great. Of course, there's, you know, I'm not knocking that in any ways, but I think that what you're talking about, just like in your shower, in your kitchen, just alone, I think that's the part that I struggle with the most, but really want to feel freer in that way.
It's a little at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little at a time.
Yeah. You said something, I just lost it. I guess I'm also curious about, you were saying like for you, it's like a practice of taking up space for yourself. And I'm wondering, like, do you feel that translate when you do go outside, when you do that for yourself, like in your home or in a private space? Have you felt a change in yourself out in the world?
Yes, actually, yes. Because as I get used to taking up space, here's what I think is one of the benefits of movement for yourself is gaining confidence in how your body operates, right? And you as an athlete, you move a certain way when you're confident that your body's going to respond, or that you can take that step, you can walk up the steps, go down the steps, you know, whatever it is that for a lot of people, that for many people isn't easy, right? Sometimes, depending on, you might take it for granted. Mm-hmm. And I realize that because where I live, I'm in the Bronx, I'm at the top of a hill. I have to go down the hill to a train station, and I was going to work on an elevated line, so I was going down the hill and then up the stairs. And when I had to go up those stairs and go up the stairs to the token booth and go upstairs to the train, and I was out of breath, that meant I was going to have to move slower, right? But it was it was moving slower and realizing that, wait, I used to run from the street up to catch the train. Well, everything's changed now. The trains go faster, so there's also that. But realizing that I no longer had the confidence in what my body could do was that was an eye opener for me. Now, how do I get that back? How do I get my breath back? But also, how do I get the confidence back? And that's what movement has done for me as I move. I was thinking about it during my workout today as I was doing moves that, wait, my body's not used to, okay, I'm doing a dance workout and I'm used to moving this way, but now I'm moving in a different way and I don't feel so comfortable in it, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to do it as full out as I can. Because when I walk outside, that confidence that I have, that I generated, I'm going to remember that and go back to it and say, oh, I can walk. I'm going to walk up straighter. I'm going to take, for me, that's how you take up space as well. When you're like this, when you go out and do this, you are taking up space. You're also exuding that confidence in who you are. People can feel it. They can see it. They respond to you differently. You respond to your own self differently. You move differently.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so I do believe, yes, I do believe it's helped me. It's helped me in my walking. Something simple is walking and how my hips move. I've had to think about all of this, right? Especially as I get older. And realizing that my body is aging. And I don't say that in a way that, okay, now, I'm in a negative way. I say it as someone who is, meaning that I have to be mindful of what I do and how I do it. Oh, there was something else that and talking about not having time for yourself. When you deliberately work out, you are making time for yourself. When you choose to deliberately work out and you are focused on yourself, you really, and you're paying attention, really paying attention to what your body is doing. You can't think about the present, the past. You can't think about, you're thinking about what's happening right now. You're thinking about how you're moving and what your body is. You just came in from a walk.
Such a good example of joy and just moving.
Yes, right. And yes, I learned that with yoga. But I also found that with strength training, with where your mind has to be to make sure you're holding the weight properly, where your body has to be when you are doing a workout with a trainer, and you're paying attention to how you're moving. When you're focused on how your body is moving, who are you focusing on? Where's your focus? Where's your attention? It's not on anything else that's happening around you. To be safe, you have to focus on what you're doing. And so it takes you back to, wait a second. That was almost like a meditation. That was all about me. And then you start tapping into, that's how you start tapping into that joy, that other part of yourself, that inner part of yourself that you may have forgotten about, that's still there. It didn't leave you. You just have not tapped into it. We've got a happy dog. So I think that's important too. I think that's all part of it. And then there's that dog, and then that's it. He's just.
Honestly,
you're right about the joy of your dog.
I think about dogs a lot. Thank you for this opportunity. I think about dogs a lot, and how when I'm like going for a hike or in an area where the ground isn't level, and I see how dogs they're not like looking down at their feet. They're like looking ahead, and I always try to think about, well, what if I just look ahead and sort of take in my surrounding, like pay attention to my surroundings more and just have more confidence that my feet will step like where I've already taken in the information that I need. I already feel confident in my body, and if I just keep going, then I can move a little bit more freely. Sometimes what happens is I'm so concerned about every step that I'm looking down the whole time and not looking out at this beautiful place that I want to go for a hike. And so I always look at dogs as an example of just it's like open shoulders, looking out, taking everything in, having confidence, and just going. So this is, I love this.
One of the things since we got the dog is getting up every morning to walk him.
Yeah, totally.
And walking him through the park. So it's always, I've learned a lot about observation that because you're paying attention to the dog and the dog's moods and what they're, you know, their behaviors to see what they're doing. Also, you're watching where you walk in because dogs. And to who's coming and who's walking. And it's actually, he's actually been helpful in me paying even more attention to what my body is doing, because I have to hold him in a certain way. So I think another benefit is I can actually hold my dog and keep him, you know, from going too far, like if I need him to come back. So if because he's taken off and my arm has shut out, but I've been able
to like stabilize,
hold myself in a particular way. So that's been really, that's been something I hadn't thought about before, right? But he wants his, hold on a second, sorry.
Okay.
He just needed some toys, so. But so I think it's, I like what you said about being outside and walking and taking in your surroundings, because I think I just learned yesterday that dogs do look at the ground, but they are, and then I looked up today, they don't see as well as we think, and things close to them, they're kind of farsighted. But yes, they walk in a very different, because their nose leads them, but they walk in a very different way. And it is, I do get a lot of joy from watching the dogs run. I get joy from being out in the park and watching children play, right? So it's, so I would say, again, it's connecting to whatever makes you happy, whatever brings you joy, especially when we are with what's happening in this country and around the world, and we have to think about it, and it weighs on us, right? There's a lot of heaviness that weighs on us. So where do we find this, the moments where we can feel lighter? It's finding those moments, and music does that for me, and moving to music does that for me, and finding those moments. And yeah, I will say that helps. Being able to move to music is important to me. Being able to move to the music in my head, because that's the other thing, it doesn't always have to be outside of you. You can have that song in your head. It can be a song that you never thought you would dance to.
Yes.
You know, the song that played and you were like, oh, no, I'm stuck with this. Flip it and dance to it. Yeah, you know what? I am too. I have been that person. I have done whole things in my head, riding the subway, hearing the music, and in my head, I'm doing this whole thing that I'm sure I would pull a muscle in real life, but it doesn't matter because I'm still dancing, right? It's still connecting to that joy in those moments. I think that's wonderful. That's wonderful. We're all choreographers in our head. We can all be our own choreographer. It's not for anybody else, right? It's only for us, for ourselves. And every morning now, when I finish my workout, whatever has come up for me, I try to offer that. I'll go on Instagram and stories and offer that to whoever may be watching. And being mindful that accessibility is different for everyone. So you start where you are. And I'm also mindful as we talk about this, as we talk about movement, we're talking about people who have physical abilities in a very particular way. And so I am always mindful that there are folks who, the way they move is different from the way I move.
Mm-hmm.
And to be mindful of that and keep that in mind, that whatever it is, whatever that movement looks like for you is what's important, that it doesn't have to look like my movement.
Mm-hmm.
And it shouldn't look like my movement.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to. We're not the Rockettes. We're not on Broadway. We're not trying to do that. We're just trying to be ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's the thing about the choreographer in your brain, is that choreographer knows exactly what you do and how you do it, and what your fantasies are with movement and everything. So yeah, I think like a good choreographer is not trying to make everyone do the exact same thing. It's like really tapping into whatever that person has to offer.
So are there other questions or any other curiosities or?
Can I say something?
Yes.
So this conversation has me thinking about a couple of things. One, we were talking about long walks in the beginning, and it made me think about how my dad takes these long walks on like the side of the road with no sidewalk where my family lives, and sometimes he'll invite me to go with him. And my dad's a very stoic guy. Like, he's not a very talkative person. But when we go on that walks, I learn so much about him. Mm-hmm. Because we just walk and we talk. And then sometimes we're like, okay, we'll go to the CVS and then go back. We'll get to the CVS and be like, no, let's keep going to the McDonald's because the conversation is so good. So I love that as a catalyst for deeper connection with people. And then the other thing that the dancing and movement made me think of is how not only can it be a source of joy, but it can take up the space before joy and be a space of emotional processing. I can think of at least 2 significant times in my life when I was going through, a difficult time or like a heartbreak or whatever, when my emotional capacity was overloaded. So I had to pour some of that into bodily movement as a form of release. And then that opened up space and opened up an avenue to get to joys that I've had since then. So yeah, just a few thoughts, but thank you so much for this like wealth of wisdom that you're offering us.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And you made me think, when you said that, you made me think about how I recall reading that yoga teachers have, how do you handle when somebody cries on the mat and because they're opening, you're moving energy. Yoga is a very, very specific type of movement, and energy is moving through your body. So, and it's somewhat somatic, right? So you find there may be a pose that's hard for you because there's an energetic block, and when that opens, the release may be crying. And it may not be. It's not that like that for everybody. So new yoga teachers are like, I don't know what to do. And you let the person be, because it's their moment, and you're letting them have it, and you're not trying to make it a thing. It's a thing for them, and let it be. Mm-hmm. And that can happen, and that can happen at any time, right? In whatever you're doing. It can happen on a walk. So I find that I do my best thinking when I'm walking, not when I'm sitting. So I have been on the phone for hours with people, walking around my apartment, walking back and forth, walking around. There is something that happens that frees up your mind in a way that doesn't happen when you're sitting. Mm-hmm. And I've always been, I can wear out a floor if I'm on the phone with the right person and for hours, but I'm almost so yes, that is absolutely, so I absolutely think that's true. And you think about pacing as somebody who's nervous, right? Somebody's nervous and they're pacing. But maybe that movement is not so much about leaning into the nervousness. It's about getting rid of that energy, right? Shedding it and creating that space. And you also may think about different types of movement, because I found like sometimes as space gets created, it is kind of a meditation, because there are walking meditations. There are labyrinth meditations, because it's that disconnect from the busy mind. And because you don't have, there may be a repetition in patterns, because I found when I'm working on a puzzle and actual pieces in puzzle, it's like knitting. It's like your hands are doing something, your hands are busy, and your mind can go. And walking does that. It is something, again, it's something that's simple. If you're doing it in a place where you don't have to keep looking for traffic. Because if you've ever been walking and got distracted and you're like, oh, I almost walked into traffic. What was I? Because you were someplace else. So it's also about making sure you're someplace safe to do that. So the music can be slow, the music can be fast, the music can be in your head. Doesn't have to be music in the way, it doesn't have to be melodic, it can be drums. House music. Like one of my favorites, house music.
Yeah,
like tribal house. Like I don't know how not to move. You know, like there's these TikToks now where it's like listen to the music and not move. And you see everybody standing there. And like, first of all, it's really easy for them, right? I was like, they got this. And then the music keeps going, and you see somebody's foot, and they're like, and it's really hard, right? It's really hard to know. And then you're kind of with them, it's like, can I do it? Can I do it? And they end up moving a little bit, right? Because they're connecting to something inside of themselves. There's a connection being made, whether it's the melody or the rhythm, whatever it is that's connecting to you, but it is the joy on their faces when you see them start smiling, right? It's that something inside, that joy, that freedom. Oh my gosh, just thought about something. As a people who, as descendants of the enslaved and our bodies being policed, how much freedom is it in being able to move the way you want to move? Wherever you are. What is that about? What are you tapping into? You know, what are your ancestors giving you? You tap into something like that movement. And you're moving the way you want to, how you want to, when you want to. I'm sorry, it's just, this means a lot to me as somewhat, as a girl child, being told, growing up and being told what I can and cannot wear because of how I might look to somebody else to men. Having to even police myself because I didn't want to attract negative attention or unwarranted. It was always unwarranted attention from men. So yeah, the other part of working out was to be able. Some of it was like, can I get away from a dangerous situation fast enough? But how much confidence can I walk out with and exude so that somebody looking at me will say, you know what, I'm not going to mess with her. Like if they're looking for someone, because we all know that there are folks out there looking for opportunities. So how do I take care of myself as well? So it's a little bit of a defense mechanism, but mostly it's joy to be able. And when I'm in my house, when I'm in my, I don't even do that. I've taken classes in the gym. It's still a little different because I know I'm in a safe place. I'm not saying everybody's home is a safe place, but if you can get yourself to a safe place, and all you do is tap your foot, I want you to tap your foot. That connects you back to the freedom, the joy of being able to move some part of yourself, even if that's all you can do at the moment. And everyone's someplace else.
Thank you. That's really powerful. You're making me realize I'm a snapper. That's my I always have my finger snap is going. Anytime that's where the joy first like comes through my body, and then poetry slam. That's where the joy like first, where I first feel the music, and then it can spread in my body. But I know I'm like feeling good when I have my fingers going, my fingers snapping. Yeah.
Looking at the time, and I know we didn't have time to do a workout. But also when you said that, you made me think about when I would do my classes, we get to the cool down. And there's always the stretching, but we've done something, and sometimes, and so I was doing more like a cardio kickbox. So it wasn't a straightforward kickbox. I know this is straightforward, and it was more of a dancey thing.
Mhm.
So I built in a lot of dance breaks because why not, right? Why not? Why not? But the cool down, to me, what was important is like, I got everybody like move your hips. I want to see you move your hips. I want to see your hips roll because of what we hold in that region. And people would be like, come on, we're black and brown people, we know how to move our hips. We do it at home, and let's move it. Let's get them moving and releasing the energy, because we've done some moves that might tighten up our backs, right? So we want to release that. We want to stretch out. But it's important to be, I mean, there are cultures where where moving your hips as part of dance is accepted. And so yes, in the Caribbean, in Africa, you move your hips. In this country, we're starting to move our hips more. And I'm talking about those of us descended from Native slave. We're starting to move our hips more. So I want to see, that's what I really want to see, is I want to see everybody like, circling and moving and releasing, because we get blocked there. Our energy can get blocked there. So it's a way to release it, a little bit at a time, just a little bit of energy. And watching people smile and laugh and maybe a little bit embarrassed, but we're all in it together.
Yeah.
So, and it's a safe space. There's no judgment. There's no right or wrong. It's just us being us.
Mhm. Are you down to do a little bit of movement with us? Maybe.
Yeah.
There's some. You got something for us?
I was looking through all kinds of music. So my wife is Trinidadian. She's Indo-Caribbean, so she also knows a lot of music. So I was trying to find some soca, but she hasn't done that playlist for me yet. But so I have a little. So this is more of a regular cardio playlist, but so let me make this a little smaller so I can see y'all. Come down smaller. So this is my first time listening to this one, so I don't know what it's going to sound like.
Okay, cool.
But we'll go with it.
We'll go with it, yeah.
So we're going to get up. Okay. And so, so you can still hear me okay. Everybody can hear me okay.
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay. And I want to make sure this is not too loud. All right. So just start with a little, side to side. And now with the cardio, we put our arms together. So we do sideways hold. Making sure nobody can put us in. And this is called a bobble knee lift. That is kind of the talking about. So it is side to side. Now what I want you to do is wherever you put it across the body, you cough, and when you get 30, the heel is up.
I don't. Very nicely. Come forward. Okay, all around. So when we punch up, we'll turn our legs. March out. Head up, you gotta do 3 up. Now when I do move half, I go to the front. So at the same time, we're using the core. And now we're turning side to side. Yep, got it. Just a little bit, yes. Arch. So part of the dance break that I have folks do, I mean, there are kids that we do. So it's now to kick safely, the knee comes up, and your heels come up, and your heels. So this way, you're not snapping your legs, and you're using the muscles and stuff in the back of your back. You hold it up, put your guard up. And dance break is like do whatever you want to do. Oh. And I'm just going to so I can show you. That's basically what happens. And the cool down would look like a little dance break. This is. Yep. And if you hear when you're not used to doing that, but it is actually natural music. And then we're going to do up, out, down, exhale. Time up, out, heart, where I want to go down, not just hit this part, go down, go all the way down to the here, and come up, slowly, vertebra, go down, and roll our back out. And the last thing, that you actually do, stretch your arms all the way back, grab, go wherever you're comfortable. So this is fine. Wherever you feel is fine. So we can go back, down, stretch out the back, forward, Very slowly and gently. And put our house. And how you touch your back. Wrap your arms around yourself. And give yourself some love. Thank your body for being today and being you. And just keep it going. This is just an awesome person. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
That felt so good to do. I know we had, I don't even know how long that was, but I feel like so much bigger and better in my body right now. Just from that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And I had forgotten about that part because when I had people doing that, they were like, what? But gratitude for your body, for being here, for yourself, for moving. And y'all look amazing, by the way.
Thank you. You have to come. You have to come see us perform. We're gonna be at the Shed on June 26th. It's in the middle of the day at 3. It's also gonna be live streamed, so if you want to check it out from your home, you can. But Amina's been working behind the scene, but Fred Lean is actually one of the athlete performers that's going to be doing like a whole number of different events performatively and like running and jumping and dance and all of this. So it's something
Awesome.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Yes, it sounds amazing. That when you told me about this, I was really intrigued because we've got to reimagine. I was using the word disrupt because it disrupt things. The status quo, right? But it's also a reimagining. So I think that's really important too.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So if you want to follow along with Kim is at Kim Ford Coaching on Facebook. So facebook.com/Kim Ford Coaching, and also on Instagram, the Kim Ford. I will put the links here. Really check out, if you're on Facebook, check out the Facebook. If you're on Instagram, check out the Instagram. I promise you, they will bring you joy. And I try, when I see your videos, I'm like, okay, you're right, drink some water. Okay, stand up. So honestly, I love how committed you are to it. That consistency is really important for me, just as a viewer, to see. And I'm really thankful that you are doing this for yourself and also for others around you. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for being here today and sharing your experience and your knowledge, and also a little bit of movement with us today.
Thank you. So, maybe tag me when you do with some of the stuff you do.
Okay, definitely. Well, all right, I'm going to close out with thank you again so much for being here. It's been great.
Yeah, thank you, Kim.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye.